Every town has an entrance, a place where travelers pause, imagining the future that lies just beyond. This road carried hope and ambition, each step bringing people closer to promises made and opportunities yet to be found. Goldfield announced itself boldly, welcoming strangers who believed a new life and new fortunes awaited beyond these gates. Each footprint and wheelmark tells a story of those who arrived with hope, ambition, and the dreams of a better tomorrow.
From afar, the town seems alive, yet even now, the quiet dust hints at lives that came and went without a trace.
These doors once moved with constant motion, welcoming laughter, arguments, deals, and fleeting friendships that shaped the town. Guests climbed these steps, expecting new beginnings, unaware that these same steps would outlast their presence forever.
Here, horses rested and wagons paused, the quiet settling in as the town gradually embraced stillness. The boardwalk guided arrivals toward the heart of town, past shops and promises that demanded their time and effort. These names, once bright and proud, have faded, leaving only faint whispers of stories long forgotten.
Shadows fell between buildings, creating spaces that felt uneasy, even in the busiest days of the past. Some entrances led nowhere, abruptly ending journeys and leaving only silence behind for those who remained.
When the people left, the wind became the only movement, carrying dust and stories through empty streets. Time sealed these doors, leaving only rust and the quiet knowledge of what once passed through them.
The main street stands as a testament to life that thrived here, now preserved in dust and shadow. Beyond these entrances, the town waits in silence, ready to reveal the stories hidden in its streets. These streets, once echoed with footsteps, voices, and ambition, now reduced to silence that feels heavier than noise.
Every step forward reveals a town frozen in time, as if waiting for its people to return.
Shadows now move where people once did, slowly claiming what remains of daily life. Nature reclaims the streets patiently, growing through cracks left behind by human ambition. Once filled with goods and conversation, these storefronts now stare back, empty and unresponsive. Fragments of glass reflect the past, catching light but revealing nothing of the lives once inside. The boardwalk still stands, though no footsteps remain to test its strength. Side streets hide quieter stories, moments forgotten even before the town was abandoned.
Names fade first, then directions, until the town forgets how it was once navigated.
Dust drifts freely now, unbothered by traffic, schedules, or human urgency.
Doorways open into darkness, guarding stories that were never written down. The street seems endless, mirroring the silence that has no clear beginning or end.
Time still moves here, even if nothing else does.
Notices and announcements remain unfinished, their purpose lost to the years. As clouds pass, the town breathes briefly, then returns to stillness. Goldfield streets remain, holding shadows where life once moved freely.
Stepping inside feels like crossing a boundary, where time chose to stop moving forward. Walls remain standing, even after every voice that once filled them disappeared. Layers of paint reveal years of change, each one marking a different moment in the town's life.
The floor remembers movement, even if the steps themselves are long forgotten. A single chair suggests pause, rest, and conversations that never resumed. Air still moves through these rooms, entering freely where people once controlled it.
Hallways guide no one now, yet they continue to lead somewhere unknown.
Workspaces remain frozen, as if the day simply ended early.
Goldfield did not collapse in a single moment, but through countless quiet failures.
Wood weakened slowly, bending under years of neglect rather than sudden force.
What fell did so without witnesses, leaving only fragments to mark the moment.
Windows failed first, surrendering their purpose piece by piece.
Walls strained quietly, holding longer than they were ever meant to. Even iron lost its grip, releasing what once held the town together. Ceilings fell inward, sealing rooms without warning or sound.
Support beams failed after years of silent responsibility. The ground beneath Goldfield began to shift, slowly undoing what was built above it.
Once straight lines bent quietly, signaling the beginning of structural surrender.
Rooms were reshaped by collapse, altered without resistance. No single building failed alone. Decay spread quietly through the town.
Surfaces peeled back, revealing the fragility hidden beneath. Time marked each collapse, even when no one remained to see it happen.
Nothing fell all at once. Everything gave way gradually. Goldfield's collapse was unseen, but its presence remained undeniable.
This handle was turned countless times, until one final exit sealed its purpose.
There was no announcement, no final warning, just the moment when activity quietly stopped.
Life here did not end with noise, but with absence.
Doors remained open, as if expecting someone to return.
Personal belongings were left behind, suggesting departure without closure.
Places built for gathering became empty in a single chapter of time.
Small signs of interruption hint at how suddenly life stopped here.
Time continued forward, but this town stopped keeping track of it.
Commerce ended mid-sentence, never to resume. Learning, laughter, and routine vanished without farewell.
Silence spread across the town faster than any sound ever had.
Messages remained, but their meaning faded with the people who wrote them.
The day moved on, even as the town stood still.
Nothing was packed carefully. Leaving became the only priority.
The town faded into quiet, unnoticed by the world beyond it.
This was the day Goldfield went silent and never fully spoke again.
Above, structures weakened slowly, surrendering to time rather than force. Shelves stand ready, though nothing remains that needs to be stored. Light enters briefly each day, then leaves without altering what it finds. Corners collect what time discards, quietly shaping the final state of the room.
Every open door reveals another absence waiting beyond. Time leaves its mark not through movement, but through quiet persistence. Not everything in Goldfield surrendered to time at the same pace.
Some structures held their ground, shaped by craftsmanship and necessity. Details, often ignored, became the reason these buildings endured.
Together, they form a skyline of resistance against collapse.
Doors continue to mark entrances, even when no one arrives.
Windows still face the world, reflecting time rather than movement. Weather tested these walls, but did not defeat them.
Strength remains hidden beneath surfaces shaped by time.
Connections that once seemed ordinary became anchors against decay.
Standing structures now contrast sharply with what has already fallen.
Inside, balance remains, even as the world outside changed.
When people leave, nature begins its return without resistance.
Life finds its way through the smallest openings left behind.
Walls become supports for growth rather than shelter for people.
The desert slowly redraws the boundaries of the town.
Rooms once controlled now belong to unplanned growth. Roots claim spaces never meant to hold them.
New inhabitants arrive quietly, adapting without memory of the past.
Streets soften as nature redefines their purpose.
Even stone yields slowly to patient growth.
Color returns, indifferent to what once stood here.
Nature leaves moving marks where people left none. The town responds now only to weather and seasons.
Small life fills the gaps left by human departure.
Goldfield slowly blends back into the land it once reshaped.
As light fades, nature completes another quiet reclaiming.
Goldfield remains, no longer as a town, but as part of the land itself.
Each doorway reveals endurance rather than emptiness.
Time passed differently for buildings that refuse to fall. Names remain visible, holding identity against erosion. These structures became the last witnesses to Goldfield's story.
They did not survive by chance, but by design and patience.
Inside these walls, Goldfield still waits, holding on to the memory of being lived in.